Hey.
Grind for Jake, but he managed his way.
You know, he didn't have his best everything, but he pitched. You know, he competed. Let me put it that way. A lot of foul balls. Like he just wasn't missing the bats. They kept extending at bats. Pitch number got up there, but I give him credit, man, because he'll tell you. He'll be the first one to tell you. He did not have his normal command that he's had the last several outings, but when you compete like that, you deserve the win. He got it, and that's what I saw. I mean, the curveball was okay. The slider was okay. Velocity was actually, I thought the velocity was actually pretty good overall, but just was not as sharp as he had been.
Does it speak a little bit to what you were talking about before the game, kind of where he's at now?
Yeah, I mean, I thought it started well, obviously, and then I kept seeing these foul balls, and that's just telling me there's something not finishing on him at the end of it, you know, and that. And I just kept looking at those pitch numbers. He had like almost 50 pitches after 350, something like that, I think. So I was concerned, but he righted himself. He got through it. He made some. The last three guys who got out was very pertinent. So again, give him credit for competing tonight. That's what I saw.
You have a franchise record for Davis. He's the franchise record here. He hasn't lost a save in 2 years, going back to Kansas City, and I guess it was 15.
Wow.
What can you say about him?
Well, first of all, to have the record here is pretty impressive. Second of all, I mean, he's a pitcher. Like I've talked about him before. You saw 2-3-1 counts today, but he came back in both of them, got the hitter out. He just does not give in. He's got the starting pitcher's mentality as a reliever, as a closer. He's got weapons for righties and lefties. It doesn't matter if the hitter. He's got something for everybody, whether it's the cutter, the curveball, elevated fastball. He knows what he's doing. He's a pitcher. So good for him. Bully for him, because that'll probably last for a while.
The pitch count that you guys have held everybody to is really, it might pay off big here in September for you. But would you have adhered to it today if it was, would you have sent him out for the 7th and it was nothing?
No. I mean, just based on what I was seeing, I thought he was extended at that point. Now, a couple years ago, I may have, just based on how he looked. But you got to read it in the dugout, too, and I just thought that was pretty much his Waterloo tonight. Everybody's different. that's what I saw. Like I said, he wasn't on top of his game completely, and he knew that. So he did his job tonight. And again, it's not a 100-pitch exercise. You got to read everybody every night. I do agree with what you said, though. I think we've done okay by not overextending people to this point, but it was really based on what I saw. Poof. That was one of those things, the way I had set it up. I was looking to get through that inning without having to use him. I was trying to not use Carl. That was the whole thing, to not use Edwards. And then once he had 2 outs and nobody on, that's Stropey was going to hit. Anybody on with 1 out, it was going to be John Jay. I really wanted Stropey to pitch to those guys, so it worked out in our favor. Hit that ball really well. I mean, that's a double in any kind of gap. So he says, as a young player coming up, I could hit that, but I couldn't hit that. So he threw him that.
After Wilson and John were injured, some of us were thinking this is going to be tough. The teams competed really well despite the injuries.
Well, I mean, I think our front office has done a great job of augmenting the catching position. Alex has come up with some big hits, and Renee still has to get it. We got to get Renee out there a little bit more often, but he's been here just a less amount of time. And then Montgomery. I mean, we've had really good replacements to fill in these moments. I say replacements, but these guys are frontline players. Montgomery showed you how good he is as a starting pitcher last night. Avila, some really big hits for us. Another one today. Like I said, I just need to get Renee out there more consistently. Renee is one of the better defensive catchers in baseball. So really give the front office a lot of credit right there for providing depth.
Cool was going along pretty good until Zobrist got him to 6th.
He was. I mean, here's a young man with a really good arm, but he's pitching right now, and that's the scary part. He was pitching. He was utilizing all of his stuff with command. When I first saw him, I thought he was more just throwing the baseball. Now he's pitching. So give him credit. He's really he's evolving well. He's going to be a good starter for them because he's got all the ability for righties and lefties. The fastball itself, and then the slider, cutter, changeup's also a good pitch. He's pretty good.
Joe?
Yeah.
After Koji came back from disabled list, he seems a little struggling. So what do you
I honestly, I know he's given up homers, but I don't see anything different from the dugout. He's throwing 87 right now, which is harder than he'd been throwing earlier in the year. If anything, it's probably what he's feeling internally. Maybe it's just it's that conviction or confidence thing that you have to have per pitch. But physically, he strikes out Freeze, makes him look bad, and then Jaso hits a homer, and then he has to struggle through the rest of the inning because I could see it bothered him because he's given up, 6 homers recently. So that's what it is. I don't see different stuff. I just think that right now it may be bothering him just a little bit.